Yes, hello, friends. Thank you for being with us tonight. And this is our final class of our CBI series, summer series, Red Letter Gospel of the Red Letter Gospel of John. Okay, the sayings of Jesus Christ, and we got about a third way into the 8th chapter, but we're gonna turn this over to a rap. Thank you, Eric, for. By the way, you like that, don't you? Isn't that good music? He did an entire album on the fruit of the spirit. This is called Love. Okay, and yeah, it's a good musical rendering there. So Eric Schrodenboer. I don't say his last name for that very reason, but Eric Schrotenboer. I think for sake of ministry, he could change his name, but he won't. And that's okay. He's doing right. Father, we thank you. Thank you for each one that's going to be with us tonight. And we pray, Lord, that you would give us vision. You would give us sensitivity for what you desire to want to do going forward. And so we thank you for each one that'll be here to contribute and to share and to help network with all that's going to be taking place. We ask this in Jesus Christ's precious name. Amen. Well, as you know, so our summer session has been completed, and we're going to begin the fall semester of Chesapeake Bible Institute. And wow, it's like amazing that we're able to do this, and hopefully that you'll be able to participate with us on this. And I wanted to discuss tonight, by the way, that new semester, I'm pulling up the calendar now, the new semester will begin, and let me just get the correct calendar, there we go. That new semester will begin September 21st. September 21st, that's a Monday, okay? So the date will be the 21st, the time will be the same, but I want us to think about the format. And one of the reasons is because we are looking to move to a video platform, Zoom, and then inevitably to a webinar platform, which will enable us to do a lot more in the field of teaching, organizing our classwork, coursework, and then making things available to the students afterwards on a larger scale. I think we can scale out better on this webinar platform, which probably we won't be doing until 2021, the spring semester, which is not far away. It's amazing how quickly time goes. So I want to get those of you that were in the class this summer or took CBI courses, I want to get your input and what you may in fact think concerning going forward. Now, we've done this via the Mevo broadcast. Mevo is unique in as much as that it enables us to broadcast live, stream live to Facebook Live, to YouTube Live, and also to Periscope. And those are the three principal platforms that we're on. When we go to Zoom and then the webinar platform, we will not be using the Mevo camera. We'll have to forego those other principally those other three platforms, except for replay and archives, and do a live streaming. But of course it'll include the visual. And why don't you just chime in? What are your thoughts about that? Would you like to stay? And as you can see, we can do a wrap afterwards via the text and stay on these three platforms and do it like that, or move to the visual, which would be, as we mentioned, the Zoom, utilizing Zoom. And part of it would be is that we could include some overlays and some handouts. Just there's a lot of flexibility. The other thing that we were thinking about was not we have the opportunity, we have the space, and we have the opportunity to uh, do a live class, i.e., with students sitting in front of us. That's a little tenuous, only because the facility that we have is not ours, and so they could, by reason of whatever decision they want to make, COVID or otherwise, to not let us have access. But there is something to be said about live students in live class. The Zoom is as close of an equivalent as you're going to get, and the webinar platform will also have that same visual feeling, but it's not the same. And I think you can understand that. At the same time, it also will afford. We could do the live class and put the images as we have in the past on the screen, okay, and then switch back and forth, um, with the projector projecting the overlays and the keynote slides on the screen, because we use those and we make good use of those, and those become then teaching aids and supplemental material. But if we leave that, if we don't have the live class, i.e., students in the room, and we move to the Zoom webinar platform, again, as I mentioned, we will lose the multiple streaming provision that is provided through Mevo and excuse me, and Restream. Now, might have to do some digging and some investigating to see if, in fact, we could regain that feature. But I want us to think principally that if that wasn't happening, okay, if we couldn't get on those three platforms, but we did do a Zoom class uh, in that format with the visuals, I want your feedback on that. So you got to type in there, type in your comments and your thoughts on that going forward, because that's how we're going to look at our fall semester. And as I mentioned, we'll be starting that September 21st. And it's going to be a great, great year. Great year. I'm looking forward to it. And also, you know what? I would like it that you could also type in and send me some suggestions of class or topic or subject, something that you would like to study and you would like to see in a classroom type format in a semester of Bible school, which we can do. And so that's up for your comments and your input as well. Okay, so let's talk vision and let's talk future. This is a wrap. I won't be teaching anything tonight, but hopefully we can get some dialogue and get your thoughts and your input on what we're talking about. Changing the platform, one thing, okay. Um, Going into some other subjects and topics that you'd like to, and if they're not necessarily used for the CBI Chesapeake Bible Institute, maybe they will be used in some other format. The cool thing about the webinar platform is that you can create those and put them up later. You can post them in a different format, but that's what is it. And then keep in mind, Zoom, you're going to need to download the webinar. The webinar software is totally in the cloud, so there's no one that needs to download anything on their device. They can just access it through an invitation that they would get in the email. But with Zoom, we understand this. You have to have the software on your device, and it's not a big hurdle. But for some, it might, might render them otherwise. So, but what are your thoughts? And that is what this broadcast tonight is going to be about, to keep you up to date, keep you, because the audience, the recipients are just as vital and just as important. So I trust that you would be typing, or even if you use the microphone icon, particularly in Periscope, you can do that. And although I think probably in Facebook Live, you can do that, and then just send your thoughts and what way you think you would like to see things go, and we will take to heart your comments and your portions. Now, um, okay, I'm waiting. I mean, I guess I am, and that's important. Don't forget tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we will be down at the Teen Challenge with the adult Bible study there from 7 to 8, and I think maybe what we can do, we can maybe do a wrap. We'll see about that down there. And see, so there's going to be other venues which we will still have the three platforms as we're talking about. Um, well, welcome George. Okay, Elderon, I didn't see George in the room, um, but hopefully he'll stick around. Maybe he didn't comment, and you're seeing something I'm not seeing, which is interesting because I was going to ask you, Elderon, that you would moderate as you are beautifully. Thank you very much. And Lisa, I hope that you're also logged in. And let's see. Um, I was on the phone today, 5 hour difference to London, England, and we will have a professional believer. I mean, she's amazing as a believer. Theologically, she's spot on. Um, Developing our materials, our printed materials, and our digital downloads, because we'll be able to provide, um, a digital ebook for the students. It'll be part of the curriculum, and we are just really going to, by the grace of God, upgrade and step up what we're offering, content-wise and subject-wise. So yeah, okay, a friend of yours, great. Well, George, we want to welcome you, and hopefully that you could prepare and get, a mindset as to how you want to join us in the fall semester coming up very quickly, 3.5 weeks. So, uh, not a big deal. It's a big deal for me for prepping, but that's okay. That's on my end, not yours. Um, and but Elderon, just go ahead and, like as I was saying earlier, the idea of the Facebook, I'm sorry, the Zoom format with the individual, students participating, seeing each other visually, doing a discussion wrap afterwards, and that then would, in 2021, we would step into this webinar software, which would be an upscaling of even that format, the visual format. Or you say, I like it on, Periscope. I like it on Facebook Live. Don't do anything. Well, uh, you need to give me a reason, and that's a good reason. I mean, that could be a good reason, or you just say, hey, let's do it. Let's go forward, and let's trust God for those details. So, whatever your comments are, I trust, Elderon, you're not driving. You're not driving, okay? And you might be in the car, but you're not driving. So, any comments, your thoughts now on the class time here, the wrap, as we call it. And that's good. That's good. I was going to change up here. I just want to mention, we did mention tomorrow, the 10 a.m., we will have our Grace Cafe, and we will do it vis-a-vis the Mevo platform. But we will definitely be tomorrow night, 7 p.m., down with the gentlemen, the men at Teen Challenge. It's always a great Bible study. And then we've got a group that's going to go out soul winning and up in Tidings Park in Havre de Grace, Maryland. We found a park. I mean, it's a park right there. We use it for a number of different reasons, but there's some great families that is okay. Alderon asks, would it be possible to use the webinar and the Mevo camera simultaneously? That's the money question, and I don't know, simply because as I would understand it. So let's think Zoom. So Zoom will make use of my laptop camera built in. Okay, if I wanted to use an external camera, I would have to set it up and use an input device, and then determine audio settings and that sort of thing. Judy, hey, Google and Microsoft both have apps available that do not have the security issues that Zoom has. Why not one of those? Judy, you did send, thank you very much. You did send me some information about Zoom, and I'm not as up on that issue as far as the security issue is. And I've not looked into Google, though they just recently launched that maybe a couple months ago, and there may be a provision with that. Just have to do some homework, and maybe you can help us out, because you know what the security issues are with Zoom. I don't know. Maybe they have fixed that. I just I'm not going to shoot them in the foot, because with any they can't get away with that. They can't not address that. So perhaps they have, and there might be some updated information. But yeah, I did see with Google, but you know what? In the back of my mind, Google, man, they're collecting everything. I mean, telephone, they're collecting everything. Alexa, yes, okay. So I have my questions about about Google, and Microsoft is right up there with them. However, I mean, it's probably something that is pandemic. Okay, is just about as bad as anything else, and there may not be any workaround pertaining to that. So, but she brings up a very good point. The security thing. At the same time, we're hopefully they'll get saved. They'll get born again. Okay, not yet. Just published yesterday that by January they will try another launch. Wow. Okay. So in other words, they are going to address that security issue in January. Go figure. Man, they I'm glad I'm not on that team. Just the reality of that. So, Judy, I don't know if you know how to, have you done any use of, the Microsoft or the Google, and Google had years ago Google, what was it called? It was Google Talk or Google Play, not Google Play, but and people were using that, but it was only one person, one to one, like like FaceTime, okay. But this new, I guess I could go on and find some YouTube videos describing it and maybe how to use it. So it may very well be an alternate to Zoom. This is just that people know Zoom. Zoom, they know that, okay? But apart from that, as long as it's not, there's not many technical hoops. See, here's the thing, Judy, is that people know how to use Zoom. They've been kind of squeezed into that arena by reason of COVID, and so they've learned how to use it and troubleshoot it and so forth and so on. These are the two platforms. At least I know that the Google platform is a little more recent, and so it would require to kind of fathom it out and see how everything works. But we're not closed to that. But thank you for bringing this in. The courthouse uses Microsoft, but there's a third company. Cannot remember that company. Um, okay, so you're saying that here's a courthouse. Evidently, they have to have um, security in order to handle the cases that they are doing online, and that's how they're doing it. So that's an interesting thought there. But I wanted to mention, and also if Lisa's on board. Oh, let me back up. So we've got Marie, who is in London, England, and she's English, so she knows how to speak English. Okay, teasing her with that, but um, she does that very editing and grammar, sentence, all that good stuff. Basically, because some of this will be, uh, what is it? It's going to be speech to text, okay? Because you see that I do a lot of talking, but not everything gets translated smoothly into text. And you need someone that has editing skills, and she does. And so she's on board. And we're going to have a Zoom, a Zoom meeting. We're going to bring the team together again and discuss how we can co-labor and see each other. And it's good. It's going to be good. That's going to be early next week. So stay tuned on that, Elder Ron. And Lisa, as she gets the replay perhaps on this is good. Okay. And got a new message here. Okay, even if we have to purchase an additional tablet to go along with your computer to keep the streaming platforms and utilize the webinar, we could have the best of all. That's an interesting thought, Elderon, because I'm thinking that even as you're interacting here on the wrap, there is a feature. Now, I don't know about Zoom. The webinar platform, you can have someone who can moderate they have a separate chat bar. Someone's in there moderating, responding, answering questions. Don't need, and then they can, of course, see everything else that's happening in the webinar. That's another advantage of upgrading to that platform, and because the discussion is important, and of course it's all recorded and saved in the cloud. Okay, so technically, I don't know if we need another device as much as Donna's in the room. Yes, I don't know if we need so much as another device as much as we can make use of that software. Now the question is that also available in the Google platform and the Microsoft product? More than likely, they must have something set up, but we've got to investigate that. Donna, yes. And the question for you, Donna, is do you watch this broadcast on a phone, or on a computer, or a tablet? That's important to us, and we just wanted to know as we're talking about where we're going to be in September going forward with a little bit different. If we don't use this Mevo platform, which gives us the broadcast in Periscope, which is exclusively a phone app, and then Facebook Live, you can do it either way, and YouTube, I for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't quite. It's great for the archives, and we'll continue to do that. By the way, we can do that, and so all of the broadcasts, everything that we're going to do digitally, can easily be found chronologically on the YouTube page as opposed to Facebook, which adds the devotionals and anything else that we're doing on a public platform. By the way, we posted a video for all of you that have Android phones, how to download the new church app. And I'm so very thankful for one of our high school, no, I got to be careful on that, college, first year college students put that together, and it works. So he did that for, if you have an Android phone, you simply go to our Facebook page, GG Chesapeake, and I just posted. It should be showing up. I don't know how they do that, but they said, when your video has been reviewed, you will be notified. So, how they do that. Phone, okay, Donna. So, if in fact, I believe that, Zoom does function on a phone platform, but it's a little different. Elderon was telling me when you're on a phone versus the laptop or the computer, just some of the features are arranged in a different place. But on the webinar software, they do have a mobile interface. I've just never seen it, and it just might be that Donna, you might be more conveniently situated with a tablet, but listen, before you go out and do anything, buy anything, like we can talk about that. And I'm on, okay. Hey, Pastor Philip, and God bless all of you. Thank you so much for your prayers. And I just want to say this so that when we go forward, and it's very interesting, my thoughts about this goes beyond the classroom and to meet needs of people who do not know the finished work, people who are hungry for just Bible teaching. And they may go to a church, and I'm so glad that they do, because we need that fellowship, we need that body life, okay? But as far as categorical teaching and exegesis and the things that you say, well, what's all that? Do I need all that? Well, yes, quite honestly, we do. We do. We in the 21st century have fallen very flat on solid Bible teaching. And I don't mean the fact that you get this Bible teaching, you're going to become a Bible teacher. No. You just become transformed, renewed in the spirit of your mind. And the thinking that is necessary today can't be drawn from MSNBC or CNN or any, horizontal source. We reference horizontal sources, but our authority of truth comes from a person, Jesus Christ, and the Word of God, and the filling of the Holy Spirit. So this is critical, and we believe that there are thousands of Christians out there, okay? So God, please use this platform. Please use the opportunity that we put forth on this so we can minister and encourage and make disciples. And then we're going to couple this. This is exciting. We were talking about this, Donna, earlier, about how that over the course of time, as we develop relationships and more people become involved, we could then set up a location in New Jersey, okay, based upon the geographical area that we're going to go to, and get a restaurant or a room or whatever the case may be, and have that face-to-face time. We're not excluding that. We just would travel, and yeah. Good evening and welcome, Pastor. That's Pastor Samuel's in Guntur, India. And sir, what time is it there now? I don't know if you're 4 hours ahead or 5. It might be more than that. And God bless you that you would even show up and be with us. We certainly do appreciate your life. And he's a man of God that, we've gone back. Friendship has gone decades ago. But in any case, it's all good. And greater grace in India, amongst many other precious and beautiful teams. Okay, she said, Donna says, I purchased a tablet for me, but haven't mastered it yet. I also downloaded Pinnacle, but it hasn't worked. I'm not familiar with Pinnacle. That's a software I thought, okay. Um, but you know what, Donna, that's okay. Now, is it a Apple tablet or someone else's tablet? Because I think Elder Ron does not have an Apple tablet, so he could help you, work that through. I I'm appleized, caramelized, appleized, and so I could help with that. But I think we've got a good provision, and that's it. Now, also, this is a great question, Pastor Samuel. What do you watch the broadcast on? Is it your phone? Is it a tablet? Or is it a computer? Which one are you using right now? We'd like to know because going forward would be very helpful for us to know that information and so that we can configure ourselves appropriately, and that's good. Oh boy, yeah, this is so good. Um, okay, so here we go. New message. Oh, okay. She said, I meant Periscope, but you know what? The app, probably self corrected you inadvertently. Okay. Wow, there you go, Brother Ron. You're convorting with the man of God. That is amazing, tremendous. Its portion. And yes, so Pastor Samuel, if you could let us know what kind of device you are using. We are this is our final session, and we're taking inventory and we're talking about where we want to be in September. Um, and we could also talk about the time. Now, I know Eastern Standard Time is good for some of us here, but I think Pastor Samuel, I asked, what time is it now in India? And, whether or not you're a midnight owl. I can't stay up late. I used to. Can't stay up late. Can't do it on both ends of the candle. The candle burns a lot faster that way. Think of that. Okay. So, yeah, so Pastor Samuel, if you could just let us know that, and we would appreciate that. And, we might as well ask Lisa, you're listening, you're on, tablet, phone, or computer. He's using his phone. Pastor Samuel's using his phone. God bless him. And you know that's amazing. That's amazing. So we're thankful for him being able to be with us. Now tell us what time is computer and phone. Lisa, what do you got? You know, like how do you look at both screens simultaneously unless you stack them on top of each other? But we're in stereo, okay? 3D if you arrange it just so, you know. But so what do you think about the visual? I want us to ask that. You know, in other words, so we would all be on the screen. We all could see each other, but of course, you know, when we're teaching, everyone would be muted. Then we could come in with comments and questions and verbally, you know, instead of this typing. And I'm with you on that. That's in some ways a little bit laborious. Okay. One is Periscope, one is Facebook or YouTube, so I can message you. Okay, see, that's what we're talking about a little bit, Lisa, is that if we move to a Zoom type format, because Judy just schooled us on the fact that there may be some outstanding security issues, maybe get cleared up in January, but then we were talking about Google. She was talking about Google and Microsoft also have a similar platform, and we just need to find out, you know, what the pros and cons are, people that have used it and know what it is. That's kind of how we were leaning towards the Zoom, because there are some of you that have, you've been on Zoom calls, so you know how that rolls, okay? I'd like to know what security issues, Lisa says, okay? It's 5 a.m., Pastor Samuel. 5 a.m., it's tomorrow. I'm in 2 days. I'm in Monday and I'm already in Tuesday. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours. Okay. So I wasn't even close with 5 hours. Okay. So he's up early and he's running. We were concerned about security issues with the kids' church, but what security issues with classes? I would say that they have to be the same, and whatever precautions they have already, we would set on the Zoom platform, unless you're doing something different without the visual, maybe audio only. I don't even know if that's realistic on Zoom, but in any case, yes. So Lisa is using it with her junior church class, okay, and that's on a weekly basis. So Lisa, maybe you could tell us how that works for you. I mean, kids are different, obviously, but they're on it. And listen, going forward is crazy, but it's going to be a lot of young children who will be schooled at home this way. I don't like it. But you know what? I'll share something with you. Got goosebumps just talking about it. We're almost 10 hours before you. Okay. So if you ever want to know what's coming up in the next day, just call Pastor Samuel. He'll let you he'll let you know, okay? What's on the horizon, what's heading your way. Wow. So the 10 hours, okay. So it's 5 a.m. in the morning. I don't know if you even had your cup of tea yet, sir. I know he's had, listen to this, I know he's had a cup of hot water, was it? Or almost hot water. When he was staying with us, he had that every morning, first thing, for medicinal purposes, okay? Am I disclosing the truth, Pastor Samuel? Yeah, so I think he's already had or is having that hot cup of water, not even tea. Okay. Jones says, did you get my message? If not, I watch on phone or on Periscope, but that is limiting to texting. Yes, it is, Lisa. I'm sorry, Joan. So when we go to the Zoom type format, that will give you a visual. You'll be able to see and interact with the other students, in a controlled environment, and it's good. So that's the direction we'd like to go. What we would like to keep, in essence, if we could, and this was Elder Ron's position, if we could keep the Mevo, some way utilize the Mevo camera, but not just the Mevo camera. I like the Mevo. The reason I like the Mevo camera, because you can adjust, the frame size, and do a lot of different things with the one camera. It makes it look like you got 2 or 3 cameras. It's a very technologically advanced device. But the 3 platforms, Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube, are through a streaming agency. Okay, Restream is who. We have a subscription, we got to pay for it, but we decided to do that so that either one of the 3 platforms we can broadcast at the same time. That's the cool thing. Okay, I still drink hot water, he says. Yes, indeed. I know you do. I know the way you were talking about it. Now, I do something similar, but I put a little little flavoring in there. I use monk fruit as a sweetener. Okay, monk fruit, a little bit better tasting than stevia, but I no sugar. No sugar. Not for this guy. Not first thing in the morning. I'll be off. Okay. Um, so, um, Judy, if you, I know you sent me the article. I think Lisa would like to know um, about the security issues, or did you know about them already, Lisa? And was there some kind of workaround, or how did you handle that? That would be helpful if you want to post how that went for you in your junior church class. And I'm just going to back up a little bit, make sure we're seeing everybody. How come I'm not being able to do that? I want to do that. Okay. Like to know what security issues were. Okay. And so Judy, if you could school us, um, invite you. Oh, now here's the other side. Because we're streaming to a streaming service, I can't. Well, you know what? I have my phone. My phone is linked to the camera, and that's how I can control. See how I can do that? I can control the camera's input through the phone. I would need another phone to do Periscope, which allows you to invite um, audibly. But the thing about it, Lisa, is limited to 3 people. That's the maximum number, and I think it has something to do with bandwidth. But excuse me, but I'm not able to even to do that or invite you. I think we're still, just as it stands now, limited to the text platform for our discussion, and that's how that goes. Now, Judy, are we missing you, or are you in the room? Are you in the room? Okay, let me back up here. Courthouse, she's makes this. Okay, so Judy had that comment. That was her last comment. Okay. Joe. Okay. Okay, so Judy says most people are concerned with the Zoom bombers interrupting meetings. However, the FBI released warnings that hackers have access to your camera and everything in your computer. Computers are linked to pads and phones, which put all of your data at risk. Hey, let's go back to the rotary phone. No, I'm teasing. I mean, um, Judy, I don't know. That I don't know. I'm on the side of ignorance on that. I have not heard anybody personally, and that doesn't mean it's not happening. I just haven't heard anybody personally saying like they got their data ripped off, or something like that. A hacker got in through the Zoom software. Okay, I'm seeing you on Periscope, so I thought you could do that. No. Okay, Judy's here. So yes, we were concerned with uninviting people coming into the calls and chatting with their children. Interesting. With the children. Okay. And so Lisa, is that because they may not show up on the video side, but may drop a comment or have a personal conversation with the children in the chat side of Zoom? That's a very good question, and that's a very good thought that we want to see. Um, so change link each week and send it out to those who are scared. I got it. Okay. So that's the workaround, Lisa, um, that we were looking for. And Judy might, because Lisa is a user Judy, she knows. I mean, and then in the case of like how she has to then make sure that only the people that are invited get the link, and you change it. Okay, the programs are over in China on Zoom, and they have little or to no respect for data sharing. That's for sure. And they're probably listening to this broadcast right here, right now, and that's okay. Okay, I know. I mean, it's not okay, but you know what I mean. Um, I am okay. Elder Ron says I'm aware of Zoom hackers. Wow. Okay. Um, Donna's heard of Zoom bomb hackers. Okay. Yes, they could keep their camera off and not have their name on their face. Okay. But Lisa, you're saying that the way in which you've handled that for the sake of the children is that you simply change the invite every every week, okay, and you only send it to those who are registered, okay, name and address, telephone number. So we will have a registration process for the class. Now, here's something interesting. I was not able to, because I didn't have administrative rights to secure the private, I think it was a private room in Facebook, okay, or a group. What is a watch party, and is that wide open? Because I don't want that. I want it so that people who want to be in the course and and they're they paid their registration fee, the whole thing. I want them to have the security, and I want them to have the privacy, and I want them to have access to the full content. Okay, so that may not happen on Facebook. That may not be possible, um, but it is with the webinar software. This is the other thing, and Judy, and of course Lisa in using it has a valid point in terms of ironclad security. All right, um, we would have that with the webinar software program, and that is another plus. Okay, and because that stuff is out there. Yeah, people are out there. Okay, Judy says. Okay, Lisa says, and we have a prayer team praying over the Zoom classes and the security of it. There you go. The Air Force is engaged, and let me tell you, that's important. That's important. Um, yes, amazingly important. Okay, Judy says, I use a business computer and I'm not willing to put my information at risk. Yeah, okay, good. Patches just slow the hackers down, and once they are in your computer, it's too late to protect your media. Watch parties wide open. Thank you, Elder Ron. Okay, so that's not what we're going to do. Um, the other thing that we were thinking is that we would choose maybe a video. Actually, we would make a clip of maybe one of the classes. This is so cool. We can do this. We can make a clip, maybe 5 or 7 minutes of a class, okay, um, and put that out as a promotion and as a drawing, as a fish hook. Yeah, we're fishing. We're fishing. That's the other thing. Let's talk about that. What ways in which we could let others know about the fall semester? And I mean, we could use our rotary dial phones and call. What ways can you think of? And I'm quite honestly, I'm not Facebook savvy, if there is such a thing. I don't know how, if you friend someone and they friend you, that what you post on your feed or whatever shows up on their feed. I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me on that. You know, but what ways do you think, or that you would suggest that we could, within the next 3 weeks, get the word out? Get the word out. Now we're doing other things locally here, i.e., whenever we go out soul winning, we've got something to put in people's hands about the class and about um, what we're doing ministerially, digitally online. Okay, so that's in print. That's a hard copy here. Check this out. We've got a Facebook page, we got Periscope, we've got YouTube. We do that. But what other ways are you aware of, or you would suggest that we could use to um, anybody and everybody? Here's the premise is that there are believers who are hungry for categorical doctrine, finished work, glorious gospel, and they have prayed. Well, then if they pray, then God bring us together, okay, and that can happen. Um, but what other ways would you think of that you could think of that we could use to let others know that this is what they're looking for? This fits the not we're not interested in competing or contrasting with anyone else. We have a niche, any way you want to pronounce it, and excuse me. And I know what we're doing is not for everybody, but we want to give everybody an opportunity to find out. It says, I have to find out how others are pre-recording their services and streaming them each week. Okay, yeah, thank you, Lisa. Because that can happen. Um, I am yet to get it down where on our church services, which show up live, streaming live on Facebook and also YouTube, to get something in print, something that would show up on the screen at the conclusion of the church service that would give them an action step. If you have received Christ, we have something for you that I don't have. I mean, could hold up a sign. I don't know. I need help with this, and that's why we're talking this way. And I know we got some pretty sharp folks out here, and that's important. Okay. Um, but have live chats going on during the services for those that come in online to watch it. That could happen, um, but we would need a moderator. And I would think that the moderator would also need to be able to um, shut down, close out, dismiss, someone that's in the chat room during the service that's, out of order, bang, click out, that kind of thing. I don't know, but that would be good. Yeah, thanks, Elder Ron, because yeah, and I'm just saying, perhaps Lisa, I don't know what your schedule is like, but Elder Ron, I mean, if we could have 2 or 3 individuals who could learn the steps of being a moderator, we would need those. We would need those in September as well, I'm sure. Um, but even for our Sunday services, because I don't, a discussion that's going on. Oh, you know what? Here's something else. Come on, this is so good. I'm glad you mentioned that, this idea. There is the reality that after our Sunday service, okay, we would continue the broadcast and go into a wrap. Okay, we can do that. That just means that I'd have to move. I'd have to move from the large auditorium room that we have to a where there's less noise, less traffic, less movement, and we could do like what we're doing here, okay, and just have a discussion. Maybe that might be very good to look into, because if someone just stumbles across the broadcast Sunday service looking for something, how people are going to do on that aren't involved in their local church or don't have a local church, that we could engage them afterwards, and we could simply announce, stay tuned, stay on. We're going to go right into a discussion, what we call a wrap, and we'd like for you to participate. Okay. Lisa says, I know 2 people that do that, and we'll reach out to them and find out what they use and how it works. Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. I know how, not who. spell checkers. No, I don't know if that. But you know what? I'll tell you. You know, I have sent some texts, and I read it afterwards. I said, I'll never not read my texts before sending them. Oh boy. Um, I'm not going to tell that joke because I'm in the public. I'm in a public arena. But something happened along that line. It was total. I'm so glad that the person that I sent it to was mature. I'll just leave it at that. They were mature as a believer. But yeah, double check. And so when we go to digital media, digital books, ebooks, and you know what? I love it. It actually comes in a format where it turns like a book, and you're reading it, and you can have images and pictures. So we have someone who will editorialize that material before it goes out, but we will make that available, and that's going to be so exciting because if you think about it, there's some people who they're okay with this, even the Zoom, even the visual, seeing people, but they're readers. They're just readers, okay? And so for them, we will have something as an extension, and of course for those who are students, resources. Yeah, it's going to be great. We'll be digitizing, making digital books, not hard copy. Not yet, maybe. Okay. Someone asked me, when are you going to write your book? I said, I don't know. I don't know. I got one in me somewhere. Okay. Slow internet. How can that be? I'm on my hotspot here. Okay. I want to put that question back out as far as how we can let others know, let the general public know that these courses will be available in the fall. How can we do that digitally? Floor is open. If you have a thought, suggestion, or something that we can look into, okay? Because that would be something we would want to give at least a 2-week ramp up. So if we can do something relatively soon, that's good. That's how we want to do it. Okay. We're coming up to the hour, the full hour. So I hear the thumbs tapping on the screen, and Pastor Samuel just finished sipping his first cup of hot water. I can hear him slurp. Okay. Maybe so. Maybe so. My gosh, we are in such a time in human history, okay, that we are relating to each other this way. But like we said, it wouldn't take anything for us to get a geographical location, okay, just draw a circle, maybe, 55 miles, which means it's just under an hour, okay. If it's El Duran, it's just under 10 minutes. And find a location, find a spot. We just invite, come on, we'll do an evening or noon, PM, and we'll hit it like that, okay. Flyers, okay, digital flyers, is that what we're talking about? I know, like we said, we can here locally, kind of, we're handing out, posting things physically, in print, on print, printed out, notifications. We can do that here. I'm thinking digitally in this universe, how we can let folks know. So Judy says on Facebook, the people that have to like the GG Chesapeake page and they can access the class. However, you have to send out invites. Okay, great, Judy. Thank you. Now, let's say GG Chesapeake. I mean, I see on the Facebook page, there's a list of friends, okay, and I guess we have friended those folks. Now, would their friends, if, pardon me, so we friend them and they get the invite, they get the notification, they get to see what we're talking about. What about their friends? Okay, second generation out. Does it work like that? I don't know. Driving across the bridge now. Ooh, yes, please keep your. Is that the George Washington Bridge? Don't answer that question, sir. Okay, not until you get to the other side. So, Judy, maybe you might know. I don't know. That's why I'm asking, or and Donna, I don't know if you know, or anyone else that's in the room knows if that's a fact, and or what else could we use to let folks know. We're certainly going to use the app for two things, to advertise and also registration. The registration process, I'd like to take it through the app because number one is secure. Number two, um, I can do that on my phone. I don't have to get another platform. Um, the webinar platform, you build that in, okay? And the cool thing is that the software itself will effectually send out registration notifications, follow up emails, okay, reminders, the whole thing. It's all automated. Very good. I like automation. So I can concentrate on content. Okay. Okay. Donna's replying to Lisa. I was thinking about paper flyers. Yes, okay. And Lisa says it all depends on the person's settings. Okay. Anyone just searches Gigi Chesapeake, they can have access without having people notify them. You can pay for advertising or have word of mouth. I post your class on my homepage for my friends and relatives. Okay, and see, that probably is the very obvious way that any of you that have a Facebook page um, can do that. But what I'm thinking is that maybe what we'll do is create a a template, or a you know I was trying to find out, I was trying to use events in Facebook and create an event, i.e. registration, but I wasn't having much success, and I found out I'm somewhat limited because there's someone else who created the Facebook and who administrates it, okay? And it's a good thing that she does that because she has time to do that. I don't have the time to do that. See, that's the other thing, is I got to stay within my parameters in terms of preparation, prayer, content delivery. Preparation, prayer, content delivery. Bang. And do it as that. Okay, if I have my friends set up as private, they won't see your page. Okay, so that's a choice on their end, and that's understandable. Okay, but if I have it set up as public, they can. Can you vacillate back and forth? I mean, make some things public, okay, and then close down, because if you want your privacy, you want your privacy, and that's understandable. Um, so can you go back and forth with that? That's what I'm thinking. And if that's possible in your Facebook uh, settings. But I think Judy is saying something I think that's good. So anyone that searches Gigi Chesapeake um, in Facebook, and we say that, we have said that even during these broadcasts, and even during the week. The first thing in the morning, we're going to say these things, okay, so that the Facebookers, of course, would know. But they already know. If they're watching on Facebook, they already know. Okay, um, and I'm just thinking, what else could work? Okay, if they have set it up as public, they can. Okay, great. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. So word of mouth is, of course, golden. It's golden. You just let people know. Um, or we can, like I said, we can create a template which perhaps could be downloaded. I don't know if you have a printer, you could print it out and print it out, hand it out. Little business card size. That's easy. We can do that. Why can't we print up cards to hand out while soul winning and hand them to? Yes, we can, Judy. In fact, I was waiting for you to tomorrow night join with Pastor John because he's going to go. He's going to be down at the playground in Tidings Park and doing just like that because there's families down there. There's you know kids playing and parents watching. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful setup. So that can happen, and we can have that print out and hand out while we're soul winning, while we're talking to folks, you know, and that's beautiful because there are folks that are going to be looking for them. Then we're going to go up Bully Rock, up the hill, okay, where we went Christmas caroling, and we went back. There's some people that I want to talk to back up in there, and who we met and interacted with them. Um, so yeah, we'll do that, Judy. That's very good, and because I like that. Yes, that's perfect. Create cards to hand out to those who are interested, even to those who aren't interested. Hey, I know you're not interested. Would you take my card, please? Thank you very much. Oh boy, listen. I used to, when people would evangelize me before I got saved, when they evangelized me, I gave them a hard way to go. Like I was very rude. God forbid me. But in any case, I took what they had and I stuck it in my pocket. Okay. And I wasn't going to read it while, standing there with them. Not even going to give them the privilege of that. So I would take it home, and then as I was getting ready, to go to sleep, I would pull that out and read it. I was evangelized, okay, even when I didn't want to. I was curious as to what it said, okay, because I certainly wasn't going to read it while I was standing in front of them. So there'd be people that, yes, okay, yeah, thank you, all right, don't, fear not the face of clay. That's how we say it. Fear not the face of clay. A posting that we can all put on our Facebook page or Instagram. Okay, amen. Lisa, help me out. What format? I don't know. Is it a JPEG? Is it a PNG? What format does that take? And we could do like, I trust this already there. I haven't been back on. We did that little video. I put it up there. I hope it's there. On how to download to your Android phone the church app. So it could be something very nice, clean, and to the point. Here you go, registration, bang. Thank you very much. Like your devotions. Okay, yeah, that we can do. Got me thinking now. That's good. Got me thinking. And so if it now here's the money question, Lisa. If we post it on the church's Facebook page, can you capture that and put it somewhere else? I guess if you're our friend, right? If we have that friendship relationship, I would think. I don't know, but I just want it to be seamless, effortless. Well, it's going to take a little effort, but you know what I mean. Not jumping through 22 different hoops to make it happen. Let's let technology work for us. Okay, let it be a means, not an end. Like I can't figure this thing out. No. So yeah, we can do that. That's so good. And by the way, if you go to the app, I was going to send out something, a push notification. We added a sweet little feature to the micro devos where you can text a response. You know, like you read it, you know, you meditate on it, whatever, you pray over it, whatever you do with it, and then you can text me a response right back. Comes right to my phone. Okay, and and that's a cool little addition. Then we did this. This kind of got me excited. Um, on the connect section of the app, the connect section, you'll see also now how to turn your day around. I think it says that how to turn, you know, how to turn your day around. Any case, and what it asks is that you type in three things that you're thankful for today. Today, you're thankful for three things. Type them in, and then we just simply say, and at the end of the day, pull it back up and read it again. I mean, it's just a matter like, you know, getting someone into a thankful frame of reference is huge. It's just huge. It's just huge. So it's kind of a little, you know, means by which, you know, you know, and I figured it out how to make it happen in the app. So you tap on that, and a little, you know, little box comes up. You text in the three things that you know, like you're thankful for. Then it says underneath there, and it says, now at the end of your day, come back and read those. So, yes, like and share. Yes, okay, thank you, Judy. You like something. Yeah, okay. Like is, what's the icon? Is that the thumb? Is that the thumb? Um, okay, maybe, maybe it is. I remember seeing that, but I don't know. Again, the metrics as they call it. I'm not up on that, and quite frankly, I don't need to step into that. That can become a black hole in as much as like, oh, I'm trying to find, you know, my metrics were down by 7%. I'm not even going there. Not even going there. It's not my business. Not my business. Okay. Okay. You see like and reply. Okay. Yep. But I mean, I'm really enjoying the app, and I like it because number one, it's on people's phone, okay, and that means I can push a notification out to you, and in a moment, everybody's getting the same information. You know, they're not, you know, email and got to log on the computer and that. No, no, you know, um, it's like a text, okay, but it comes to your notification setting. You tap on that, and maybe it does open up to some further information. But I'm really thankful that we can do that. And for those of you that are watching right now, okay, if you want to make sure that you have activated the team meeting notification setting, the team meeting notification setting. And how you do that is that you go up to your personal profile, and then it's not quite easy to see, but there's a little gear um, icon up in the right hand corner. You tap on that, and it'll open up so you can see what notifications are turned on. Now, we put that in there, but it doesn't come on automatically. Like when people download the app now, that feature will not turn on automatically. And the reason is being we want to reserve that because there'll be push notifications that we only want it to go to the, you know, our local assembly and those of you that are important to us. Okay, so if you go into your phone, and like I said, up in the right, you know, your profile, you tap on that, open it up, then you'll see right up in the top right hand corner, right at the top, you'll see a gear. It's not visually not well done, okay, but you tap on it, that opens up, and it'll show you. Then you go to notifications, it'll say multiple, and if it's the teal color, the teal, y'all know what teal looks like? Teal, Teal. If it's the teal color, then it's active. It's active. Okay. If it's not, tap on it, and you're in. You're good. Okay. So we did that because we want everybody to get all the other notifications wherever they might be in the ministry or not. Okay, but there will be specific um, body, member notifications that we want to send out, and so I want to make sure that you're included in those comments. Hey, listen, I don't want to keep you too much longer. Pastor, we need you not to be distracted. Is enough. Yeah, thank you. You know what? And I prayed, Elder Ron, I prayed about this, and I said, you know what? I've got to delegate. I got to get my sticky hands on it. There's somewhat of a, uh, I don't know if I'm a, control freak. I just, if I can figure out to do it, then I'll do it. I'm like Judy. God bless her. She's she's precious. Oh boy. Just get it done. I'm gonna do it myself. Judy, don't comment on that. Don't even send anything. You can if you want to, but I can't do that. I can't do that. And there is, again, like I said, I was having fun with the app, thinking of some new things and how to use this thing. And then I said, you know what? I got to be careful. Because if I set this thing up and then I got to maintain it, I gotta maintain it, and I can't be spending, but I do. It's a great means of communicating and staying current. I mean, up to date. This is why we went this way with the app, and it's costing us some money, but it's better. It's like back in the day, 20 years ago, okay? If you needed to contact everybody in the ministry, you had to pick up a phone and dial it. But you know what they had? They had phone trees. Now, you know, aging some of you. I know some of you remember. Yeah, I remember phone tree. Right. So you would call somebody, and somebody would call somebody, and on and on it goes like that. Okay. Um, well, we're fast forward now. One push notification, bang, on the phone. Okay. And like we said, people where they are, that's where their phone is. Generally speaking, I have found some folks who, after 5 o'clock, they throw it in the corner and they don't want to hear it, see it, or is that you, Judy? I don't know. No, that's not true. Okay. Judy says, no need to publicize my. Oh my goodness. Is that what that is? It's a paranoia. Do not read out loud. Everyone can. Yes, I. I should have read the end before the beginning. But you know what? It's interesting. Um, if we were visual, okay, like we could see pictures of each other like in a Zoom thing. All you would need to do is just look at Judy's image, and you would just see like the red would come rising up, just. She wouldn't have to say anything. You would just know, oh, that's who we're talking about right now. Yes, something like that. But yes, God bless you, Judy. We love you. You're amazing. Okay. Um, yes. So let's. Thank you for your input. Necessary, as Elder Ron is noting, it's necessary, and that let me get some minds thinking on this, and then you might hear something, come across something, Judy. I mean, if you could, if you could find out a little bit more about the Google program, the Google app that does the Zoom type format, or find out somebody that maybe is using it and is very happy with it. Okay, easy. Yeah, it's very easy. Secure, yes, indeed, secure. Those kinds of questions. Because moving forward, we're going to go to that digital, and then Elder Ron, I think we'll try to investigate if Restream as a service would feed Zoom or a platform like that, or Webinar Jam. I just gave the name, and I think I gave it to Lisa and also to Elder Ron when we had that team meeting. Webinar Jam, we need to find out if there's compatibility with that. And I think there's one place I know I can write or text, and they could probably give me a quick, fast, dirty answer on that one. Um, but let's think about how we're going to move forward. Um, Lord willing, by the end of the week, we will have the course, what it is that we're going to be teaching in the fall. And then we want to take steps to then get the word out, okay? Get folks to know about Chesapeake Bible Institute. And no, Judy, we're not going to publicize anything more about you. You are a treasure for us. Nobody else gets to enjoy your nervousness. It's concentration. Okay, here it is. So thank you. Hey, so let's see. Um, Go to the app and enjoy what we were sharing about that, the new features, and you can also let me know what you think about that. And certainly, I would that it would be easy, and that it would be a blessing, and that it would keep you engaged. I wanted some interaction. I didn't want to just be post, read, thank you very much, and move on. Like let's get some interaction. So you can be helpful on that too, as we can develop that, and it's amazing. And so, Eric, thank you for your piano rendering there. So thank you for each one. And Pastor Philip Samuel, we salute you, sir. Praying for you. Guntur, India, thank you for being with us. Amazing servant and husband and father. He's got 2 sons in the ministry. Like, I'm talking full time too, okay? And so, yeah, and then Lisa and Elder Ron and Donna, yes, Donna. And also, yeah, let's see. Gosh, who was quiet in there? There was Donna was in. Okay, I don't think I'm missing any. If I'm missing you, please forgive me. I can't even keep up with this. It's crazy. Judy and okay, Donna. Okay. Okay. Hey, thank you for being with us tonight. And so we'll have a little break on, you're welcome, Pastor. We'll have a little break on Monday night. We might do a random broadcast, on something, or we may want to gear up again like we did tonight, just to update ourselves and kind of begin to focus in on how we want to implement some of these thoughts and ideas. And if you have some further further information, you can text me through the app, okay, through the devotional portion, the micro devo, and you'll see on there, you tap text, it'll come up automatically, and you just start text, comes right directly to me. Nobody else sees it. Okay, so thank you. God bless you. By the way, that's yeah, hey, he's good. He is, COVID and everything. He's staying safe, and he is a blessing. And so are each of you. Thank you so much again for being with us. We appreciate it so much.